what do you feel like are the personal characteristics that have allowed you to really make it this far? Like what have you had to call upon to really survive in this industry?
Well, I think so much of it is persistence,
Mm,
because that first film, I directed because that was my interest always. But then as I was figuring out how to make a living, it was much easier to make a living working as a producer. So, I really got sort of pigeonholed into producing professionally for a very long time, and
mm,
I'm good at it. So when you're good at something, it's hard for the world around you to want to allow you to do something
mm,
more.
mhm, mhm,
So, but I always, as I was producing professionally and kind of moving up the food chain, I always was directing my own projects independently. So I always was directing, just not professionally.
mhm,
But I didn't like forget why I quit my job and started a whole new industry. Was always to direct. So it's about being persistent and kind of keeping your. I always kept my eye on that, even though I was, having to make a living doing something else that
mhm,
wasn't my first love.
mm.
And so I guess
So
persistence.
yeah,
I didn't give
persistent.
up.
Hmm. And can you talk a little bit more and elaborate on this concept of like you're really good as a producer, so you got pigeonholed into that? Can you talk a little bit about like what was the struggle there and how did you end up getting out of it?
Um, well, so when I made my first film, I quit my job. And really, I would take these internships and not as a second AD, having no clue what a second AD did. And then I would research and I would figure it out. And then one of the nice things I think about making content is that it's something that you can learn by doing. Like there are some things you can't learn by doing, but like everything that I think I've learned because I screwed something up royally. You know what I mean? You can learn by like, okay, just trying, just like putting it out there, doing the best you can, and then you're like, oh, that was wrong, but then you learn by the mistakes that you've made. So,
Mm-hmm.
so when I started out, and I was just kind of trying to learn in any way that I could, the way that I found, most people, um, you could just make a living or get work doing the production side of things because that's more of support to the creative.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just harder to sort of jump into like a creative role professionally, like making money, because
I
so
see.
many people want to do it. So I just always kind of kept doing that, like just while I was making a living and getting to, learning more and getting to know more people. But I think the thing, um, like I guess my break came when, you become indispensable,
Mm-hmm.
be really good at what you do,
Mm-hmm.
become indispensable, and then you can ask for things
I
that you're more
see.
likely going to get than if you're not.
Uh-huh. And what is your strategy to becoming indispensable?
Um, like I think there's one thing you need to have to be a really great producer, and it's that you have to really, truly, deeply care. Because if you really, truly, deeply care, then all the other things that you do as a producer just come naturally. You know what I mean? You don't have to like think about the double, triple checking or the, supporting your team or, making sure that the creative is right and it's true and it's honest. Because if you just simply care, and I mean care deeply,
Mm.
all those other things just happen.
And when you say care, are you saying that you care about the content, like the project, or you care about excellence? Like, unpack that a little bit for me. I love this conversation.
Um, for me, it's caring about certainly 100% caring about the content because
Mm-hmm.
I have no interest in making anything that's not as great as I can make it. Just don't like I don't waste my time. I don't want to breathe that air. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be like great, or I'm just not interested. So it's definitely caring about the content, but it's also for me like super, super, super caring about the team and the people that you're working with, because like what we do making television is super collaborative,
Mm-hmm.
and and I just truly believe that like every single person is just equally important.